when an athlete does return redemptions to you, and say he had maybe 5 or 10 different redemption cards out there for different numbered autos, do you strictly fill the ones that have already been redeemed and sitting in the system? Say they had like 25 for this particular auto, or maybe 99 in another one. Are you filling just the ones that have been entered in, or are you going to make all 25 and then move on and make all 99 of the next one?
We make all of them. It's just too much of a painstaking task. We say, okay, let's make the 25 and not make the rest of them. We make all of them. Yeah, make all of them, and then we'll send them out. But there are cases where players have only returned like 7 of the 10 or something like that, and then 7 gets out, the 8th one gets redeemed, and we have to replace it. And usually, if that's the case, it's because some 3 were damaged, or what the case, have been damaged, or weren't returned, or missing. So that's why we only return the 7.
Yeah, there's another situation that comes up from time to time that's a source of frustration for, I know, a lot of you, where you'll have a redemption out for a certain athlete, and then you'll see them live at a new set. And our thinking is, we don't want to keep putting more redemptions into the product. So if we can secure a session for them, just to sign these, for the upcoming one, we'll do that. And I know it's kind of frustrating to wait a little longer and see, we sign for this, that, or the other, but it makes more sense to try to eliminate more redemptions in the market.
Are the cup hand? I understand, and I just want to hear from you. They're hand put together?
Yes, they're hand collated. It doesn't mean that they're mixed. They're not mixed. They're mixed ahead of time and all that, and then we sit there on a tedious process for about 5 days, 14 hours a day, just hand packing every single pack.
But who puts the jerseys and stuff on them?
That's not us. No, all the cards.
No, because I've got we're collectors are spending big bucks for it, and I'll give you an example. Like I pulled a beauty patch, but then I've pulled where it's out of a 10 on his rookie year Malkin, and it's an all white. And I know it's hard, but my question would be, we're spending big bucks. And
well, yeah, I am buying Kopitars off you.
Yeah. The problem I have is, I'm happy, the card's nice and all. The jersey selection.
Okay, well let's go over the jersey selection. Number one, our process of the jersey gets cut, right? And it gets cut into small pieces, big pieces, whatever the case is, and they get put in the bag, and when the product comes along, we apply the patches on. But is it fair for you, the person that's buying a cup, to have every single jersey multicolor, and then people buying Ultimate also has single color, people buying Upper Deck all have single color. So the average kid now cannot have a cool factor saying, hey, I got a 4-color patch. No, because the guy in the cup wanted it all. So you guys can't have it. On top of that, if you have too much multi-patches in the cup, you don't have variance going from a base level to a 4-color. If I do everything 2-color next year, everyone's going to say, well, it's all 2 colors. I want 4 colors now. I want 7 colors. I think it's much better if it's random. Like the horrible argument I had with Carlos and Brett there. They're saying, there was this thing, give them a 101 black sign card. It was 1 color. And I had this discussion with all of you guys before. I don't control it. It's random. Obviously, I think the Lemieux had like 3 colors or 2 colors. There's different colored scheme on all the cards. But if you have a 101 or you have a jersey number, you have a premium card. Does having a double color, triple color create a higher premium card? No, probably not. If you're getting $3,000 for a card, I can't imagine a double color is going to be $6,000. But a guy out of 100 that has a dual color versus a single color all of a sudden has a premium of, let's say, anywhere from $60 to $120. So that's the difference. I'd rather give something to those cards, rather than the high-end cards. Now, with that being said, I'm not controlling it. I'm not micromanaging and saying this is happening.
So I understand the process. It's random, the lady or the gentleman in your factory, it's outsourced.
It's outsourced.
It's downstairs. It's done, and then they're just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
They don't even know half the time what they're put together. It's just like that blank sheet.
Yeah, it's a blank sheet. It's filler, and they put it in there, and they have the players outline where they are going, and they put it in.
They don't even know what it says.
But in the case of, let's say, the cup, if you notice, like the quad jerseys and the quad patches, the quad jerseys, we had one jersey, a different jersey for the second square, third jersey. Now, in the case of Malcolm, maybe all we had left was the white jersey, so we used 4 white jersey swatches. But we asked them to differentiate a black, a white, and alternate them and all that. And I think most of the jerseys came out really nice in the cup.
The patches are really nice.
Right. And if you look at patches, let's look at patches now. If you look at patches, let's bring Chris up here for this jersey. All right, where are your patches? Your patches are on the logo here, right?
Yeah, all the nice one colors.
Yep. Look at the patches over here in the back. It's all one color here. So no matter what, at least 50 to 60% of your patches are going to be one color. And we actually asked them to cut it so that they cut it outside here so you get a lot of that color. But if you get that color and we cut it all here, guess what? All this area is going to be white.
There's been issues with, well, the wording for Beckett. Is that just the wording just to protect themselves for frivolous lobbies? Or with the game jersey, game used, and there's been, you know, the reading, it's just the last few
Well,
years.
let me clarify some of the wordings. Obviously, there was talk about the Legends Classic jerseys being NHL. I think that's all been fixed now. It just says in a game as a game used, and as an NHL game used. That was our error. So we apologize for that. Okay. Event worn. When we say event worn, I know everyone's always saying, "Oh, it's event worn. It's not even game used." I can tell you right now, majority of the times it is game used. But let's say we acquired from the All-Star game. We don't want to say it's game used if it's part of the skills competition. We don't want to say it's game used when it's an event. Those are events. Those aren't game used. Because if it's, you know, in terms of a legal matter, it's not a game. In terms of, let's say, like practice worn, we may say, you know, practice worn jerseys, or in terms of like warm-ups for basketball, we'll say event worn because it's not game used at all.
So do you guys log just down the road, because now the card industry is in business as well? Do you guys have a log knowing where these, like we all know there's going to be mistakes that happen. One jersey.
We actually have serial numbers attached to every single jersey, and we actually have spreadsheets that says what jersey we use for the manufacture of this card. So a lot of times,
sorry, if I the Malkin jersey, say somebody says this card for high end, I know it's probably you couldn't do it, but just for the authenticity of the stuff. If somebody came to you and said, "Well, you're claiming it's game use, prove it."
yeah, we have documentation for that. We have COAs and all that to cover that.
That cover, and then that product was used in this set.
Let's put it this way. Let's play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Do you think that we would want to jeopardize our entire business by using something that we suspect is not being used?
Yeah, no, that's the.
I mean, if not only does it affect us, it affects the whole entire industry as a whole, and that would be very dangerous. to even
I can give
try.
an example of that. Recently, I'm very close to one of our purchasers, Cristino is his name, and purchased a Zetterberg jersey, and it was supposed to be game worn, and he got it from maybe it was an outsider, someone who was specifically looking for it, and I can't tell you how many times that was, and how many people looked at that jersey to get an opinion on whether or not it was game used or not. They could not come to a conclusion. They sent it back.
Yeah, there's times
So I mean,
where-
it was just, there was no reason why he couldn't have used it. But it was the fact that it didn't feel right, it didn't smell right, everything about it didn't feel
I
right.
can tell you right now,
Yeah.
even along with Chris, I mean, there's times where we got jerseys from teams. We do team games. And the teams send us jerseys, and we're like, there's no marks, there's nothing on these. These are just you know, game ready jerseys. And we strip them back, and we say, we write them a nice letter, and then all of a sudden, yeah, that was our mistake. We managed game ready jerseys essentially as game used, so let's do the game used. So we question every single jersey come in. Doesn't mean that we look at the COA and say, that's right, it has to be right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Just like our cuts, our legendary cuts. It's all for James Spence, who is probably the #1 industry expert on autographs, and he certifies it to make sure that they're good.
Going back to the patches and things like that,
Yeah.
have you guys thought about opening up like an archives area where people can go and look at
We
what
do
are
have an
purchased?
archives.
But
We
does
have
that
an
make help?
We have an archives of all, especially our high-end inserts.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, I mean, I think Jeremy here, she should be applauded for creating an archive of its own. He has a great database that I actually go in there looking at. I honestly, I know the archive, and it's in our system, but I don't even access it. The only people that can access it is our FIT department, our fraud investigative team is the only people that can access it. Main reason why we don't publish it is that all of a sudden people can now download that picture and then take off the watermarks, even when we have watermarks, and say, oh, guess what, I got this one. And then when you get it, and they're like, oh, I just used the wrong picture or something,